What's going on, guys? Chris here with the Tactical Outdoorsman, and today we're going to be talking about some of the gear I use to go hiking, so stick around. Alright, so behind me you see I have a whole bunch of stuff laid out on the couch. I want to take a look at each of those individual pieces and show them to you, just to let you know what I'm using out on the trail. Now keep in mind, I'm not using all of this stuff all of the time. I'm using some of it some of the time, depending on where I'm going and how long I'm going. So let's get into it. First things first, let's take a look at the pack that I'm using. This guy is an Osprey Atmos AG65. So I've been using this pack for about a year now, and it's holding up great. So you have a pretty big main compartment. I've got a mesh front compartment here, two side zipper pouches. I've got cup holders on each side here, and a spot in the bottom for my tent and my sleeping gear, which is what I keep down there. So this pack is a little bit heavy. It's upwards of 4 pounds, but it's got this anti-gravity system, which is supposed to make it feel lighter than what it actually is. Mounted up on here, I also have a MOAB knife, and I have a GoPro, and I have my trekking poles in here. Just an inexpensive pair of Hiker Hunger trekking poles, and on them I've got some coiled up Luco tape and some duct tape just in case. So on the front I just have a few things hanging off here, some Purell, a little tick key, chapstick, a little backup knife, tiny Swiss Army knife, and an emergency light. So they weigh nothing, so I just kind of keep them on there and forget about them. Alright, so let's talk about what goes into my pack. Got this guy, a little seat. So this is a thermarest Z seat. I put this right on the back of my bag, strap it to the outside. It's good to block the wind if you're trying to make a little cooking fire. It's good to sit on. I use it in my tent, and I put my electronics on it at night when I'm charging them up. Speaking of which, I carry a little tiny 10,000 milliamp Anchor portable battery. So this guy is good out on the trail. It's more than what I have ever needed, and this will charge my cell phone. I don't know how many times it'll charge it. I think about 4 times, which is more than I need out when I'm hiking. Got a rain cover for my pack. I know a lot of people say that the rain covers are unnecessary. You put them over the back of the backpack, but the rain still gets in behind your neck and wets your pack. I put it on anyway, even though I keep a 50-gallon garbage bag inside my pack with all my gear in it. Just rather err on the side of caution and make sure my pack stays dry. It's also good to use to cover my pack at night if I'm going to leave my pack outside hanging up or anything like that. So that's that. Alright, I have a little toiletry bag. Nothing crazy in here. I wear contacts. I have some contact solution, contact case. I've got earplugs in here because sometimes, as quiet as it is outside, it is kind of noisy with all of the critters chirping at night, so I like to stick those in so I can get some good sleep, especially if it's raining at night and the rain on the tent is pretty loud. They come in handy. I got some powder, some glide stick, and just a couple of random things, some bug wipes, and a little can of deodorant. I just like to kind of stay fresh when I'm out in the woods. I don't really want to come home stinking too bad, so I try to take care of the hygiene while I'm out there. Alright. I usually bring this guy along. This is just a little fire kit. I've got an emergency whistle in here, a couple of different ways to make fire. I have some water purification tablets in there if for any reason my water filter stops working, some hand warmers, and an emergency blanket in there. So just a little kind of emergency fire / survival kit. I've got my bear bag, so I just have about maybe 50 feet of paracord in here, and I'll use that to tie up my food bag at night. My titanium cup. So this I'll use for my coffee in the morning. I'll also heat up some water in here and pour it into some trail meals if I'm eating that. If not, primarily just for coffee, and every once in a while I'll bring maybe some kind of a whiskey or a scotch out on the trail with me if I want to sit by the fire at night and have a drink. So. All right, I have this guy. I have not used it. This is a rain kilt. I've got rained on quite a few times. I never actually took this out to use it. Reason being is that the pants that I use are quick drying pants, so I never really mind if they were to get wet. They usually dry within an hour or two while I'm hiking if it stops raining. So I never really had the need to use that, and I typically hike with some type of a shirt that's going to wick the moisture and dry easily. I'm not sure what this one is. Might be polyester. Something that's not going to retain moisture. Usually something like a quick dry shirt or something like that. I have a pack towel. This is good just to kind of towel yourself off if you're washing up and you want to dry yourself off. Keep this guy around, no big deal. Cooking, the majority of my cooking is, like I said, really just boiling water. I don't find that I need any big water boiling thing like a jet boil or anything like that. I just use one of these tiny little stoves. This is a BRS stove that goes right on the top of here, and I just boil the water directly in my cup, and it's been serving me fine for about a year now. So until it breaks or something goes wrong with it, I'll continue to use it, and maybe I'll upgrade. All right, I have my food bag. So this is I believe this is a zpacks food bag. So it is waterproof. You got your buckle there and a little clip to tie to my rope with my bear bag to hang it from the tree at night. We have a little extra clothing bag. I usually don't put too much in here, maybe a couple of pairs of socks and a t-shirt is all that I usually bring out with me aside from what I'm already wearing. I have a rain jacket. This one's a Mountain Hardwear rain jacket. I used this one a few times and it works just fine. Unless it's raining really hard, I don't like to wear these guys because they make you sweat. So whether I'm getting rained on and I'm getting wet, or I'm hiking and I'm sweating and I'm getting wet, I'm still getting wet either way. So unless it's pouring out, I don't really use that. All right, let's talk water. So I primarily carry a 3-liter bladder that I shove down in the back of my pack, and I run the drinking hose out the shoulder. So my 3-liter goes into my pack, and I'm using this knock dirty water bag to collect water. If I'm staying somewhere overnight, I need to refill. I'll fill this up with dirty water, and I have a few filter attachments that can go on here. So I'll show you those in a minute. A little first aid kit, just an ace bandage and some basic band-aids and ibuprofen in here, so nothing crazy. My titanium spork, nice long handle so I can get down into the bags of the freeze-dry food. Bandana, I have a buff hanging off my pack too. It's good when you're walking through the trails and you're sweating and you need something to towel off with. So that's good. The mighty bathroom bag. I've got my trowel, I've got some Purell in there, some toilet paper, and some wet wipes in case I gotta go while I'm out there. Alright, sleeping bag. It's pretty warm out right now, so I'm using a helio sack from REI. This is a 55-degree bag, so nice little guy. This is fine for me. Probably way colder than 55 degrees I can get down to. I sleep pretty hot, so I could probably get down to 30 degrees with this bag with no problem. I have a thermarest mattress, so this is primarily what I'm sleeping on. I don't have a pump or one of those bags that you fill with air and use it to push the air into the mattress. I just blow this guy up by mouth all the time, and yeah, no big deal. It takes 5 minutes. It's a little annoying, but you know, it's worth it. My tent poles and my tent. I got a big Agnes copper spur. This is the 2-person tent. So I've had good luck with this guy. It's great. I've had it out numerous times over the last year. Never any problems with leaking or anything like that. Serves its purpose. It does just fine. Just my tent fly and a little inflatable pillow. And this is just an extra pack cover that's in here. I don't use this one. I haven't used it. It's just in with my gear. All right, hiking shoes. I'm using the MOAB Vent Air. These shoes have been pretty good. They're relatively comfortable. They're a little bit heavy, I feel, but I bought them, so I'm going to use them until they're no good anymore, and then maybe I'll look into buying something a little bit lighter. Alright, let's talk water filtration. So I have a couple of solutions for water filtration. And I have my Sawyer squeeze, which I'll typically attach to the bottom of my dirty water knock bag, and attach this hose to it, and then the quick connect goes right to my water bladder, and I'll just squeeze the dirty water through the filter, and I'll have the clean water go right into my water bladder. 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm doing to fill up my water bladder. If I'm not filling my water bladder, I might be stopping and just collecting Journey water bottle and just putting dirty water right in here, and it's got the built-in filter, and I could drink out of that. So that's usually what I'm doing with my water. All right, there you have it, guys. That's all the equipment that I use out on the trail. Like I said, I'm not using all of that all the time. I'm using some of that some of the time, and depending on what kind of a trip it is, what the weather is, if I'm going out for a day, if I'm going out for 3 days, you know, then you have to judge for yourself what you're going to bring, how much food and how much water you're going to carry, and what you're going to need for several nights versus a overnight. So hope you liked the video, guys. I'll do another video soon. I'll get into some more details on some of the gear. Comment below, let me know if there's anything you want me to go over in more detail, and I can get a video up about that. All right, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon.